Hello, how are you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, today's video is more of a storytelling video. I'll be telling you the reason as to why I started my weight loss journey, as in what made me start, decide to lose weight, start the journey to weight loss. So, I have a condition. I've been having migraines and it started in 2019. Went to various hospitals, couldn't get help, but then decided to, a friend of my mom's directed us to go to Kenyatta National Hospital. So I went there, was told that I'll need to do some scans for them to know what's making me having the frequent headaches. So I was told to do a CT scan. And mind you, we didn't know that it was that serious to an extent of us being told to go and take a scan, to have a scan. So the doctor that was seeing me at that time told us to go to Nairobi West Hospital. That's the best place to do the scan. So we went there. Of course, we had the letter showing that we have been directed there, we have been referred there by a certain doctor to come and do certain scan, the CT scan. So we did the scan, the results were out. Then we went back to the clinic at Doctor's Plaza, Kenyatta KNH. We went there, saw the doctor. He took a look at the scans and read the report. Then he told us, it's like I had a tumor. But at the end there, it was saying that I had idiopathic intracranial hypertension. And I didn't know what that was actually. Sorry for that, guys. Where was I? So the report down there, it indicated that I had idiopathic intracranial hypertension. We didn't know what that meant. But the doctor's report, after seeing the scans, he said that I had a tumor. Hey, but he was not so sure about it. So he recommended we go take more scans. So he wrote there in the paper that we need to do an MRI scan, and I don't know if it's MVR or MIV. Can't remember. We did the scans. The results showed that I had the hypertension, the intracranial hypertension that I was telling you about. Then we went, asked the doctor, what's this? He explained to us that idiopathic means the cause is unknown. Intracranial, it's coming from inside the brain. Pressure. There's pressure in the brain. So we asked, pressure, what do you mean? Like the high blood pressure, or pressure for what? So he said, in the brain, there's a certain fluid that everyone has. So to mine, it occurs that it is in excess, which is causing the migraine, the headaches each and every time, frequently. So we asked him, so what do we do about it? He said, for this, there's a certain procedure we do. It's called the lumbar puncture, the LP. It's done like the meningi procedure to check the way, you see the way they check for meningitis, the way they check it at the spine here, at the back of your spine, at the lower back of your spine. They inject a certain needle. I don't know how it does. Then it ruptures a certain vein. I don't know if it's a vein or whatever. Then the fluid comes direct from your brain going down the spine. Then they get to use a bottle, a certain bottle, but a smaller one, like the one for taking stool at the lab, a smaller one like that one. So they fetch the CSF. It's called the CSF fluid, the cerebrospinal fluid. They take the fluid, take it to their lab, Lancet, which is in the Lancet lab. They took it there, measured for meningitis. They found out that I didn't have the meningitis, so the problem was only that I had the excess fluid. So the only thing they could do at the moment was relieving the pressure using the procedure, the lumbar puncture, the one of removing it from the spine, the lower back. They did that for, I was admitted, by the way, I was admitted in 2019 for like 2 weeks, and they did the procedure 4 times, and there was improvement. By the way, I noticed that the headaches had subsided. Then they started subsiding, then finished. Was discharged after 2 weeks, went back home. After a week or so, my vision started to be blurry. Then I couldn't walk. I had paralyzed on one side. Then my mouth had deviated to the left, like this. I was looking like this. Was taken back to hospital, but this time not KNH. I was taken to Coptic Hospital. But the doctor who was seeing me in Coptic was the same doctor that was seeing me in KNH. Went there. The same thing happened again. Was told that they'll do an LP to relieve the pressures. It's therapeutic. At the moment, that's the only thing that they could do. But there's a second option, which I'll tell you about. But at the moment, that's what we went for. They did the LP. But I think 2 times. They did it 2 times, 2 rounds. Then I stayed at Coptic for 1 week, was discharged. There was improvement. My vision was clear again. Went through therapy, started walking, things went back to normal. Was on bed rest at home, still on medications, took my medicines, and we could go for checkup after every 2 weeks. Could go at the neurological checkup clinic at KNH. We went for checkup. The doctor said there's improvement. Cause I forgot to mention, that time I was ill with the headache. I also had a problem with my eyes. The problem was being caused by the headaches. They also said that I had papilloedema. I don't know what that is, what that meant. The, the terminologies used by the doctors, crazy. So I told that I had papilloedema. On checkup at the clinic, the doctor was impressed, said that the eye clinic, the ophthalmology clinic, they said that the papilloedema is resolving, so everything is coming back to normal. I was happy, everyone was happy. Came back home, life continued as normal. Well, I went back to work actually. Then in 2020, no, actually last year, I got sick again. I was taken back to hospital. Not last year, this year actually, 2022. We are in 2022. I was just at home, started having headaches. They became severe. We went to Kenyatta. That time the doctors had gone on a strike. We were told to go back home, but I couldn't. I had very severe headaches. I was even puking because of the pressures. I think the pressures were high, the intracranial pressures making me vomit. So we were referred to go to the private wing. Went there, but we decided there's no need of going there because they don't have records of me, of my medical history, of my history. So that's a waste of time and money. So we went to the doctors. The doctor that was checking on me, he has a clinic, a private clinic, but not in Kenyatta, in Upper Hill, KMA. So we went there. He checked me. He told me that I will be admitted again. It seems that the pressures are high. They've risen again. So I was admitted in January this year. I'm talking of this year. I was admitted this year. Went through the lumbar puncture again 4 times. But this time the improvement was slight. And I kept on still having the headaches. Even after being injected the pain relieving medicines through the nerves. Was discharged. I went back home with pain. There was no much of an improvement. Then after a week, I was admitted. We decided to change the doctor because we saw there was no improvement with this doctor, and we are still using money. And I've been on. Remember, I've been on the medications, the neuro medications, since 2019, and it's 2022. So I've been in medications for 4 years, and sometimes I'm okay, sometimes I'm not okay. So you are wondering what's this. So we decided to change the doctor. The one I was seeing, he was a neurologist. So we decided to go see a neurosurgeon, which we were referred to by my cousin, who was also referred to by a friend of his. Went there. At his clinic, he told me that I'm gonna be admitted. He looked at my previous scans, said that I was gonna be admitted. I was admitted. I was put in IV. The medicines which go through the nerves, the veins, I mean, using a needle. But I was told that one is quite okay because it's fast comparing to taking tablets. So I was put on IV for 1 week. Cerebrolysin, it's called the cerebrolysin, that will lower the pressures of the fluid, that will make them calm down. Go low, I mean, I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, whatever, you understand. Put on IV for 1 week. Then I was discharged and went for a follow-up at his clinic in MP Shah. Everything was going on nicely. They wrote for me on my discharged, when I was getting discharged, they wrote some medications. They prescribed for me some medications that I was to take during that period. So there was one called the dexamethasone. That medicine, hey, it has made me become this way. The way I look now, it has made me gain weight. When the doctor noticed that I started gaining weight, he said, "Hey, this medicine is risky, so you have to go. We'll just have to take the next option, which is going for an operation, putting a shunt, a certain tube called a shunt. That is the only way to go." That's what the doc said. That they'll put a shunt, I'll have to be operated. They operate on me, they put the shunt that will be relieving the pressures. Not every time, but when the pressures are high, there's a way it's generated to relieve the pressures. In that, the CSF fluid passes through the tube, then it can go through the spine down,